And now let's meet your Cardinals. Number 3, Jimmy Collins. Number 4, Rashad Smith. Number 5, For your Cardinals, number 1, Brendon Sullivan. Number 2, Michael McCarty. Number 12, Brendon Sullivan. Number 13, Gavin Carpenter. And number 22,
When I looked on Huddle, it was 6 and 5.
your Cardinals are coached by Mr. Robert Head, assistant coach Brendon Bell. Tonight's respected officials, Mr. George Warson, Mr. Tom Dowell, and Mr. Derek Washington. Let's get ready to play Cardinal basketball.
Good evening, everybody. It's John Durkee coming at you with Wild Riley Wilcox here in the Davison Gymnasium. Tonight we have the Davison Cardinals, who are 7 and 4, losing their last 3 out of their 4 on a tough stretch in the last couple of weeks, versing up against the 5 and 6 Lapeer Lightning. Last time this team matched up, the Cardinals struggled behind shooting on the arc. It was 26% on the night, and the Cardinals dominated down low, shooting 70% on the game. That's going to be an early ankle breaker for Lapeer as they're looking to get an inside look. Davison corrals the ball with Gavin Carpenter. But the Cards ended up taking the victory last time against Lapeer, 66-54. We're going to see how well Lapeer can defend that inside game. And that's another huge thing tonight. Dan Coleman from the corner, that's going to be a little strong. Densmore with the hustle play. We have Harry Unger out tonight, who's been stellar for the Cardinals coming off an injury.
Yeah, he came in Thursday morning with that injury, an ankle brace.
Yeah, he had an ankle sprain, and that's been the presence down low for the Cardinals. Lapeer's going to get a three-point knock. It's going to be a little long. It's going to see how well they can make up for the rebounds they're going to be missing with Unger, as Brendan Densmore's starting in his place, a little more of a scrappy play style, a little more hustle to his game. Sullivan's going to pull from deep. That's going to be a free ball for junior Brendon Sullivan as the Cards take up the 3-0 lead on the night already.
Now, last time they played Lapeer, they scored 66-55, and Sullivan had 20 points in that game.
Don't forget about Michael McCarty. He went 6 for 11 to 17 as well. Ref's going to call travel on Lapeer there.
This is going to be an intense game, especially with these two rival teams. They've already played each other before. We'll be able to break that down a little later for you tonight.
Meister with the travel call. Carpenter to Sullivan for 3 again. Last time I announced here at Davison, Sullivan opened up the game hitting 2 threes in front of the MSU quarterback coach. He almost did it again tonight. Lapeer trying to find some offense. Brown on the wing, dumping to big number 35. Densmore's going to contest and get the easy rebound. Coleman stopping on the break sharply. Sullivan faking the pass, finding Carpenter open for 3. And a little too much follow through by the defender there, Brian Brown, as he gets clipped. Carpenter's going to be shooting 3 at the line. That's a great play by Gavin there.
Now, when we were talking to both coaches before the game tonight, they both said both teams play very, very tough games. They're both aggressive. So I think we've already seen that so far.
Carpenter's 3rd on the list in points per game for the Cardinals, splitting up about 6, shooting 50% from the 3-ball line. That's pretty elite. Second one rims out for Carpenter.
On the floor, Lightning number 24, Brendon Sullivan.
Carpenter splits the first two. That's going to be the third. That's going to be bottoms. Lapeer dribbling it up the court. Going to have Gavin Carr throwing it to the wing. Carr gets the ball back. Already closing out on the corner there. Up and down low to big 35. Densmore is the assignment on them. And they're going to call a charge. That's what I was talking about for Densmore. You get more of a little scrappy player there who hustles, draws the charge on a much, much bigger Colton Meister.
That seems to be one of the biggest disadvantages for this team. They're a lot shorter than most of their other competitions. Like, I remember Midland and Powers. Those guys were towering over top. And Grand Blanc last week.
Densmore is going to force Meister to the bench for the Lightning. That's going to be the first substitution of the game. Carpenter throwing wing to Densmore. Densmore on the hesitation, gets the ball back. Coleman's going to throw inside to an open Sullivan. That's going to be a little short off the front of the rim. Cards up 5-0 early. A little under 5 minutes left in this ball game. Dane Coleman playing some great defense. They're calling the foul on Carpenter there.
Cardinal foul number 13, Gavin Carpenter, his first, team first.
Cards are playing some intense defense here to start the game.
And
nice chart.
That's right. They have played a really great defense. That was what Michael McCarty said they needed to work on before the game.
Your boy McCarty defending up top. Lapeer trying to get into the post. He's going to draw the foul. Kyle Schauer is going to get 2 at the line.
His first, team second, shooting 2 for 24, Kyle Schauer.
Yeah, on that last Lapeer game, they shot just 6 for 23 from beyond 3, but did shoot a very efficient 18 for 24 from inside the arc, as that's where they're going to have to try to attack tonight.
The thing is, though, Lapeer does know what they're up against since they played them earlier this season.
A big rivalry match for the Cardinals. Sullivan's going to throw up a prayer, draw the foul out of bounds for 2 shots at the line. Sullivan's your leader in points per game at 16 and assists at 3.1. He's been balling for the Cardinals this season.
Shooting 2, Cardinal number 1, Brendon
Lapeer is
Sullivan.
0-5 within SVL, so they have not found success against in-conference opponents so far this year.
Yeah, they're not doing too hot. But Carmen and Grand Blanc both have really great programs this year especially, but they always have great programs.
Sullivan, the second one's going to rim out for him. Cards up 6-2. We got Carr bringing it up the court. Unger's a very big paint presence for the Cardinals as well, defending that rim very well. He grabs about 5.6 boards per game, and that's going to be a 3-ball for number 25, Hayden Brennan, on a quick pull from the top of the key. That's going to put Lapeer within 1 point. Carpenter with a quick pull from 3. That's going to be a bucket. That's the leading 3-point percentage shooter on the Cardinals. And that's his second attempt on the game.
Yeah, that's his third one there so far.
Gavin drew the foul on the 3-ball in the first quarter. 35 is going to get his man in the air, but missed by a large margin. Trying to draw a foul in the paint, it's Lapeer, and they get the open layup. As Hayden Brennan gets back-to-back points off the 3-ball from the last possession they had. Carpenter on the wing. Coleman swinging it back to Carpenter. With Lapeer playing his zone, you're looking to get those looks on the hash for the 3-balls, and that's Gavin's sweet spot, as you saw that last 3-ball rain in for him.
Yeah, but Dane Coleman's pretty good at it, too.
Dane Coleman shoots his shot just like his brother did in high school. Great player for the Cardinals and for the future of the team. Densmore with a 3-ball look. That's going to be a little strong. Cards up 9-7 on the night. Carr dribbling it up for Lightning. Dumps it down low. They're going to call a foul I believe that's before the shot attempt. So they're going to put Lapeer inbounding here.
Cardinal foul number 1, Sullivan, his first.
Luke Bush coming in for some fresh legs. He had some length to that front court as well. It's going to be another reach on the Cardinals. A couple quick fouls here. You don't want to get in the bonus too early for the Cardinals to give up those free points at the line.
McCartney is first, team 4.
Carr swinging. That's going to be corner for Lapeer. Brian Brown from deep. Not the greatest shot selection there, down 2. Maybe if you take a couple steps in there. Carpenter pump faking. Dribble drive. And they're going to call a travel on Carpenter.
In the game, number 11, Isaiah Lee.
Isaiah Lee's going to sub in for the Lightning. Gavin Carr setting up the offense for the Lightning. LaBelle's got the ball stripped from him. Carpenter, after being called for the travel, gets the steal but gives it right back up. That's going to be a good block there by Coleman, showing his length. Carpenter spinning, trying to find a man open. He's got McCarty in the corner, so he drives baseline. And they're going to call back-to-back travels on the Cardinals. The varsity team can't believe it as they shake their heads. That's going to be a timeout.
Cardinals have called the 30-second timeout.
30-second timeout for the Cards. They're up 9-7 so far. They're working the zone, throwing those extra passes to the outlets, Riley. What do you like to see them do better?
I think they just need to get in there and get those rebounds and play better defensively. They are struggling a little bit just because of that height difference. But I think Gavin Carpenter is really proving himself tonight as a starter.
Yeah, for sure. Gavin's having a huge game from the perimeter. The Cardinals in their last game against Lapeer were 6 of 23, like I said earlier, from the 3-ball line. And they've already made it way better of a mark than last game so far. Carpenter sprints up for the press. Hayden Brennan with the ball, back to Gavin Carr. Lapeer's going to force corner. And they're going to call a kick ball, it looks like, on Lapeer. Cards are going to inbound. Carpenter throwing to Coleman. Carpenter to Coleman on the wing. Back to Carpenter. Finding Sullivan. He's going to drive baseline, throw it up with the left, but get the second chance points. Not able to tip it in again. Some good hustle by Sullivan, but can't find the bottom of the net there.
You could definitely tell how much he wanted that. Tipping it in
Couple extra efforts there by him for sure. Carr with the ball. Looks like they're going to call an illegal screen there by Lapeer.
Griffin Fisher. And
on Fisher.
Number 44, Filippo Passerini.
Passerini, the sub-in, dribbling the ball for the Cards. He's going to throw it to Gavin on the wing. Looking for a way to pierce this zone. Sullivan fakes. Throws it up from the corner. That's going to be nothing but net. As Sullivan gets his second 3-ball to go in today. It's a sharpshooter for sure. Cards are going to get another stop on defense here.
Number 35, Colton Meister.
On Colton Meister. A very big center from Lapeer.
Got about 17 seconds before we close the half. Or the quarter, I mean.
Cards up 12-7. Just over 10 seconds left. They're going to try to find a get a quick bucket here. Passerini with 5 seconds left. Back to Carpenter. And they're going to call a travel on Carpenter. That's the second of the first quarter for him. 2.2 left. Lapeer's going to able to get a Hail Mary attempt here. Maybe a long pass to a deep shot attempt here by the Lightning. And throw to Brian Brown and right back to Gavin Carr. He's not going to get the shot up in time. Your Cards are up 12-7 against the Lapeer Lightning here at the end of the first. We're going to toss to Kate with the sideline report.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome tonight our youth basketball night here at Davison Cardinal Gymnasium, where we welcome our 7th and 8th grade middle school players, along with our players from 5th and 6th grade. Davison,
I'm Kate Lawrence. Now I'm here with state champ Latrell Fordham. Latrell, we lost one of the biggest icons in the sports world. How do you feel about that?
I was very hurt about it because everybody watches Kobe. Everybody knows who Kobe is. And like, if you just watch him, he's just an idol to everybody, to all the kids that play basketball. So it was really sad to see him leave.
And so what was he like? Was he a role model to you?
Yes, he was a big role model because when I used to play basketball, I used to watch Kobe all the time, just trying to like study everything he does. So I got everything from him.
Thank you, Latrell.
You're welcome.
Cards coming back out of the timeout, or back out of the first quarter to start the second off here. Cards got a nice 5-point lead on the night. Cards here to go with a couple fresh legs here. You got Jalen Jenkins, a good shifty point guard there, coming into the ball game, and you got the big Luke Bush down low to compete with the Lapeer size that they got. Passerini up top, throwing it to Jenkins. Jenkins passing to Bush on top of the key. Bush to Carpenter. Carpenter gives it up to Bush right away. Jenkins with the ball, nice line and out. Bush finds an open cutting Passerini, and he banks the bucket in for the Cardinals. As the Cards are able to double the score of the Lapeer Lightning.
I think that's exactly what Davison needed to do. They're a lot better at scoring from the paint.
And that's going to be all for Lapeer. It's going to be all for them. I asked the team how they're going to plan to fill in the absence of Unger down low, and they answered with the whole team needs to step up their game. They're going to need to be a little more physical on the boards without that presence down low, and that's what they've answered so far with.
Yeah, I think so. Gavin Carpenter has done a great job of doing that. Now we've got Jalen Jenkins out here. He's always a scrappy player.
Cardinals making up for the lack of inside scoring with a little bit of a perimeter outburst tonight. Jenkins floats it. That's going to be in. Jenkins will give you that spark off the bench you need if your offense is a little slow on the night. Cards are going to go up 9. Brown passes up top key. Back to the wing. Gavin Carpenter playing lockdown defense on the step back. He's all over that. Putting it in the post is Lapeer. And they're going to draw a foul. Number 24, Kyle Starr, is going to shoot 2 at the line for the Lightning.
Foul on Cardinal number 11. Jenkins, his first. Team 5th.
Got that player profile on Gavin Carpenter. He's got 7 points per game and a 54% three-point percentage.
Yeah, as I said, he's the leading three-point shooter on the squad. If they can get him his look, a fair amount, it's bound to drop.
He's played a really great game so far tonight in that first quarter.
Sullivan dribbling the ball up for the Cards. He's got a pair of 3 balls for the Cardinals as well. Jenkins going to try from the corner. That's going to be off. Cards up 8. LaBelle to bring the ball up. Trying to find an open Number 25 down low. It's going to be a little strong as Sullivan pulled the chair on him. Sullivan sizing up the defense. Trying to read through the zone that Lapeer is going on. And he's going to drive right past his defender for the easy bucket. LaBelle crossing over his defender, pulling up for the J. Sullivan goes up high to get it. And Lapeer goes right under him. And that's going to be some raw emotion for Sullivan as he's getting hyped up with the contact.
On the floor of the Lightning, 20, Trent Kreger.
Davison is really doing well in this quarter at getting those rebounds. We saw Luke Bush just grab that one earlier right out of his hands, and then Brendon Sullivan just dive up in the air for that one.
Cards showing the hustle they need to win this division rivalry match. Sullivan on the snatch back for three. That is Sullivan's third three ball of the night, and the student section is going to go wild. I'd love to see a replay of that. Third three by Sullivan.
Timeout.
And it looks we're going to get the Dtv Sports Replay here, as Sullivan's going to dribble the ball up court, up 10. He's going to size up his defender, snatch it back, whoop, for three. Nothing but net for the big guy Sullivan, leading his team with 12 points on the night, as the Cards are shooting lights out from the perimeter, in which I highlighted they have been struggling from. Cards are going to be up 21-8 here. That gives you all the momentum in the world if you're the Cardinals, and you just can't let Lapeer claw back in.
Right, and especially getting this close to the end of the season. Districts are coming up, so this is a really big thing to think about. If they know that they can take Lapeer, it could shape up how districts goes.
That was a little heat check for Brendon Sullivan, the junior there. Stopped on a dime, then shot it right in the defender's face.
Lightning basketball.
Gonna have LaBelle dribbling the ball up for the Lightning. A little fadeaway shot there by Carr. It's gonna be off. Densmore throwing it. Gets tripped up by Lapeer. Coleman finding an open McCarty down low. That's gonna go off the back of the rim. Those are easy points that might come to haunt you later in the game as well. The Cardinals, as of right now, the Cardinals are sitting pretty as Lapeer turns the ball over right back. Kyle Sarr throws it just a little too far for Gavin Carr there. Sullivan commanding the offense. He's had the hot hand in this first half. Coleman dribbling up top. McCarty has his pass deflected. Lapeer's going to go on the break. McCarty a little frustrated. Gets the reach and the bobble. Lapeer goes down low. It's going to be a nice strip by Densmore. They're going to call it out on the Cards, but I want to say that bounced off the chest of number 24, Kyle Sarr. Brendon to pass it in. Throws it to Carr. Back to Brendon in the corner. They're going to call a travel on Lapeer. It's Trent Kreger gets called for the travel. Lapeer is unable to put up double digits in points so far, and that's highlighting the Cards' defense. They're playing with very high intensity in this matchup so far tonight, Riley.
Yeah,
Coleman
I think so.
Deep.
Stakes are high.
And that's a summary of the night. Coleman gives the three to the skies as he hits a nice deep three-pointer just like his brother used to last year.
He's definitely been waiting for that tonight.
Carpenter gets the steal. All the momentum are on the Cardinals right now.
Now, before tonight's game, or during the girls' game, I had a chance to talk with Bobby Hatton, who's the varsity coach, and he said their goal for this game was to keep Lapeer down by 10 points in each quarter, and they've done a great job. I mean, they're about to close the second quarter. Lapeer hasn't gotten over 10 so far.
Great defense by the Cards. One of their better games of the season so far. Densmore finds Passerini on the back door, just a little too strong for that to drop. Cards dribbling on up floor. Looks like they're going to call a blocking on Passerini as he comes around the brakes quick enough.
Team 6.
Carr with the ball crossing over Passerini, some stringy handles there. Gonna throw up a prayer. They're gonna call a foul, but not on the shot, it looks like. Or they are gonna call it on the. They are gonna call it a shooting foul.
Here's a look at a player profile for Brendon Sullivan. He's number 1. He's got a points per game of 16, a 3-point percentage of 40.6.
Shooting it from the beyond the arc at a proficient rate, and you've seen that tonight as he's poured 4 threes.
Right, and he scored half the points.
Carr getting his defender in the air. He's going to draw the foul for 2 points at the line. Sullivan's a little upset there as it looked like Carr pump faked and then drew the defender, but kind of initiated the contact before putting up the shot.
Shooter number 1, Carr. Shoots 2.
Gavin Carr shooting 2 at the line. First is going to be nothing but net. Lapeer looking to get to 10 points.
Checking in, number 35, Meister.
Big 35 Meister. That check back in. Second free throw is going to drop. Sullivan bringing the ball up the court. Sullivan's going to find Coleman. And Carr is going to get called for the blocking foul there.
Lightning foul number 1, Carr, his second.
Jenkins getting subbed in. Much needed rest by Brendon Sullivan, and he's earned all of it, scoring half of the team's points here in the first half. Kid has had a huge night so far. Coleman knocks down his first at the line. He had a nice deep three-pointer. Celebrated putting the 3 to the sky and getting the student section a little riled up there. Second's going to drop as well. Carr dribbling the ball up for Lapeer. Jenkins on him tight. Dribbles past him. Gonna pull up for the mid-range and get bumped by Jenkins from behind. That's going to be 2 at the line.
11, Jenkins, his second.
Take a look at Dane Coleman. He's got 9 points per game, number 22 on the team, field goal percentage of 38.
And he's impressive. He's only a sophomore, and he got mentored by his brother. His brother started 4 years on Davison. A very great player, elite player for Davison.
For this team, one of the main stars is the sophomore Dane Coleman. And for the girls' team earlier tonight, it was definitely Olivia Dirksey and Jasmine Hadley running that court.
The girls' game was pretty fun to watch. We had some highlights during that game. There was a nice ankle breaker Dirksey had that made the student section erupt for a sec. Cards are going to get the ball back. Carpenter to inbound.
Now that girls' game finished 48-31. And it was an intense game.
Coleman dribbling the ball up the court. Carr with the tight defense. Densmore trying to find someone open, throws it away. Trying to give it to Michael. That's a nice spin layup there. That came in the bell. Lapeer's trying to claw away from this deficit. Cards are currently up 26-12, putting on a clinic in the first half here. Carpenter gets trapped and gets it stolen from him. No call. As Lapeer lobs it to big 35 Meister. He's unable to finish and then pulls up for the mid-range. That's going to be a little long as well. Jimmy dives for the ball and throws it out of bounds. Bell trying to slow it down for this Lapeer Lightning offense. pulling up for the mid-range is 24. That's going to be off the mark. A little too far left. Coleman's going to dribble the ball up court.
Yeah, Davison's doing a lot better at getting those rebounds on the floor. Just saw.
Looks like the Cards are going to get a 30-second here. Looks like they're trying to sub in Sullivan before Lapeer claws away at this deficit even more.
So I know we talked a little bit earlier about that game. The last time Davison and Lapeer faced off against each other, Davison scored 66 to Lapeer's 54. Like I said earlier, Sully had 20 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks. McCarty had 17 points and 7 rebounds in that game.
It's a big stat line by Sully, but believe it or not, he's on track to break that 20 points tonight.
Yeah, I think
He's already got 12.
If he plays the way that he has, keeps that momentum through the next half, he'll definitely beat it. He's got 12 already out of the 26.
After the timeout, Cardinal basketball.
Jimmy Collins, the senior, also being subbed in. He's got some length and elite athleticism.
And that's what they're going to need. They're going to need the guys that can block out these huge Lapeer guys.
Sullivan gets the contact. He turns around. Collins with the heads-up play, throwing it off Meister out of bounds. That's going to be Cardinals' ball. Sullivan passing into McCarty. They're going to call an early blocking foul on the baseline there. And that's going to put the Cards into the bonus. The Lightning have 8 fouls committed on the night. McCarty's going to have 2 at the line here. First one drops.
Got that
Michael
player
McCarty
profile.
at the line.
Michael, who's got 10.7 points per game.
On about 6 rebounds. He's been huge for this Cardinals squad. He leads the Cardinals in points in the paint with 8 a game. Lightning trying to figure out some type of offense against the Cardinals. They have been too quick, too lengthy, and have out-hustled them so far on the boards. And diving for loose balls just like that. Meister trying to find a shot. Kicks corner. Meister back out for 3, gets Collins in the air. That's going to be a corner shot. Number 25 drills it. Hayden Brennan. That's his second 3-ball of the game.
See how Davison reacts there. They've got 16 seconds left on the clock in the half.
Davison looking to answer. Sullivan likes the matchup. Fades right. And that's going to be nothing but net. As Sullivan has 15 points on the night. And he's lighting it up from beyond the arc. Your Cards are going to be up 31-15. And we're going to toss it to Kate for the sideline report.
She's got more information on our Palms team qualifying for states.
Welcome back to your sideline report, Davison. I'm Kay Lawrence. Now, during halftime, the Palm team and the dance team will be performing. The Palm team actually have a competition this Sunday at Central Michigan University, and they've qualified for states. I hope these girls are doing an amazing job. I'll send it to halftime.
And it looks like Lapeer is going to be shooting 2 at the line. We already got the halftime report just a little bit too early as they're going to put down 0.1 on the clock. And we're going to have free throw shot by Cameron LaBelle. A little bit of a last second call there.
Looks like they're going to put 0.1 of a second on the clock. Score still stands at 31-15.
Fouls on Cardinal number 13, Carpenter.
Gonna put the foul on Gavin Carpenter, number 13. Had an impressive first quarter.
I'm a little confused by this. I'd like to see a replay or something. But the refs still have a little bit of miscommunication on that. They're going to add
Shooting
0.2 of a second onto the clock with 0.3 left. First one's going to be money for the Bell.
The game for Lapeer, number 10, Fisher, and number 11, Isaiah Lee.
Second, that's going to be in as well. Card's got 0.3 on the clock. McCarty's going to chuck it down court. Halftime final is going to be 31-17 in favor of your Cardinals.
We got it. Good. He wasn't saying anything.
Correction just before the buzzer. Cardinal foul. Number 2, Michael McCarty.
Welcome back to the third quarter. I'm Riley Wilcox here with John Gerke bringing you Davison varsity basketball. We had quite the first half. We had 31-17 on the board before we went to halftime.
Gavin's going to corral the rebound there. But yeah, it was a very exciting first half for us as Cardinals run it on the break. That's going to be an open layup for Cade Coleman. Sullivan lit it up from downtown, and that was the show in the first half. He had 4 threes on the night, and he was just in a groove. Also, Cardinals played some great defense, only allowing 17 points. Their zone is working great against Lapeer, and they're limiting Meister on points and on the defensive end. So they frustrated the big man entirely so far as Sullivan dribbles the ball up the court. Carpenter to Coleman. Carpenter with the jab is going to pass out. Sullivan with the quick trigger. Just off the mark as it was a little strong off the back of the rim there. But if Sullivan continues to have a second half like he did the first, no doubt the Cardinals will be able to get this victory by a margin tonight, Riley.
Right, and I know we've mentioned this earlier, but he had 20 points the last time he played against Lapeer. Tonight he's got 15, so he's only got 5 more before he gets there.
Sullivan smiling as he's dribbling up the court. That's how you know it's been a good night for your leading scorer. Averaging 16 tonight. He's just one off of that. Carpenter gets an open look. And that's going to be a 3-ball for Carpenter. That's his second 3 game.
Carpenter's really come out of the woodworks here tonight being a starter for the team. He's got 8 points on the board, that 3-pointer, and 5 from the first half.
Carpenter's shooting above 50% on the year from 3 as he lights it up from downtown. That's his second of the game, and he drew a foul from 3.
Timeout.
He really did play an impressive first quarter tonight.
And here's going to be our Dtv Sports Replay on that Carpenter 3. No one leaving him open. That's going to be too much space for the sharpshooter. That's nothing but net. You can't leave that man open. Lapeer looking to regroup. Cards has a marginal lead, 36-17, early in the third quarter. If you're Lapeer, you can't let this game get away from you.
Right. And I think you can credit that all to their goal tonight. Bobby Hatton told me that they needed to not let them score more than 10 points each quarter. And the last quarter, they scored those 10, and they didn't let them get past that. So they're doing a good job of that.
Cardinals have had a barrage of 3 balls this game to give them this comfortable lead. And they're shooting from beyond the arc, and it is working.
And they're playing aggressively.
McCarty looked to punch it out, and Densmore on the rebound. That's a little frustration. Lapeer to inbound. It's going to be Brian Brown throwing it in. Hatton subbing out McCarty for the bigger Luke Bush. Going at a more of a defensive stance here as we approach 6 minutes in the third quarter. Gavin Carr swinging right side of Brian Brown. That's going to be an easy backdoor cut for Krieger. Sullivan pushing the tempo. Open shot for Dane Coleman. That was just off the back of the rim. Nice beyond the back there by Brown. Finds Carr in the corner. Brown gets the ball back up at top. Carr sizing up his defender.
Davison is definitely playing better here tonight at defense in this quarter.
I'm very impressed by the Cards' defense, especially with that big man Unger out. I wasn't so sure how the boards were going to work. And the toughness down low on contesting. Densmore's going to find Carpenter in transition. Coleman makes the extra pass to Sullivan. Sullivan finding Bush. Sullivan's got the size on Carr there. Can shoot over him. Densmore 4-3. Be a little strong off the back iron. Carr sizing up Densmore. Densmore diving for the ball. Carr's going to turn around on the other side. Carpenter tracks the rebound. Gets trapped, but it's a heads-up play to get rid of it quickly to Sullivan. That's going to be a little bit out of the tips and reach of Densmore, throwing it out of bounds. Really, if you're the Cardinals right now, all you have to do is take care of the ball and you have a free victory.
Right, and make sure you play good defense also.
Yep, definitely limit the threes. There hasn't been many this game. But you were talking about Mr. Hatton's 10 points a quarter rule, as he wants his team to only allow 10 points per quarter. Well, Lapeer only has 19 with halfway to go into the third. That's pretty impressive. That's one way to make your coach happy. Carr throwing wing. Back to the big man. Down low for Carr. Gonna take the spin fade. It's gonna be out. Sullivan's gonna get in the face of Kyle Sarr. Emotions are flaring here from both teams. This is a rivalry game. Both teams do not like each other.
Yeah, this game has not been short of fouls. We had 10 for Davison there in the first half.
A very chippy game from two rivals here, as you'd love to see it. Sullivan passing out of the shot. Sullivan gets the ball back on the wing. Tries for the reverse, but gets swatted. Carpenter driving lane is going to throw it to Bush for the mid-range. Densmore trying to track the ball out of bounds. And Densmore got the start today instead of Harry Younger, who went out with the injury with the left ankle sprain. And he's been showing out on defense tonight, being quick to that ball, very fast hands. And he's guarding Lapeer's number one guy, Gavin Carr, right now.
Yeah, they've been doing a good job filling in the gaps where Harrison Unger would have been.
Carr out of bounds to inbound. Gives it to LaBelle. Carr on Carpenter. Gets the switch on Luke Bush. Throws it up, and that's going to be a foul drawn on Bush.
Cardinal foul number 20, Luke Bush. His first, team third.
Carr's going to get 2 at the line.
Shooting 2 for the Lightning.
Looking to claw in to this deficit. And it's going to be a long one.
On the floor.
Passerini coming in for Dan Coleman. Give him some fresh legs there. Carr, nothing but net, sinks both at the line. Going into that deficit, only 15 now. Sullivan coming up the court. Accidentally throws it away. A little too much in front of Densmore there. As the ref is going to call the foul on Kyle Sarr, who's very upset at the call.
Sarr, his third.
We're going to get a timeout from the Davison Cardinals.
We're going to take this time to spotlight some of our other sports that have been playing so far this year. The hockey team now holds a record of 13 and 5, and they're on a 6-game win streak following their 4-3 win this morning against the Escanaba Eskimos at the Arctic Coliseum in Chelsea, Michigan for their showcase today. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock, they will be facing off against Mona Shores, and our swim team currently has a record of 11-1. They've only lost one match this season to Midland Dow earlier this month, and they took a double victory in a meet previously this week to Holly and Avondale, and tonight at 6 o'clock they headed out to face Grand Blanc at 6.
Our hockey team has been quite tough competition and pulling out good victories.
After the timeout, Cardinal basketball.
Sullivan dribbling the ball up the court. Sar is guarding him, who they got tangled up with. Sar wants to stay on him. Sullivan shot fakes. That's Carpenter for the corner three. Carpenter 2 for 4 from 3 on the night.
On the floor for the
McCarty and Coleman coming in for Densmore and Bush. Get some energy out there on the court before the fourth starts. A little under 3 minutes here in the third. LaBelle's going to get it stripped out of bounds. Going to call it out on the Cardinals. Card to inbound. Quick call there by the ref. Card's going to inbound again.
Carpenter, his second.
Quick pull there by Carr. It's going to be off the mark. Sar with the rebound. Sullivan jumping for the contest. That's not enough as they get the second chance points by Brian Brown. The easy lay-in. Sullivan with a nice in and out. They're going to call a blocking foul on Sar there.
Leading foul number 24, Sar. His fourth. On the floor from
Sar is going to get subbed out and has some words for Sullivan, who's been lighting it up on the night with 15 on him. Sullivan dribbling right side. So I throw it to Passerini. Throws it to Carpenter. Head fake for the three ball. Drives in for the easy layup. Carpenter's in double digits on the night. On one of his better performances on the season.
Yeah, he scored 10 points. Second only to Brendon Sullivan with 15.
Sharpshooter from Davison. Passerini with the ball. Gonna give it back to Carpenter. Swings it to McCarty on the corner. McCarty gets his defender in the air. He's gonna miss the layup. Carr driving in. Sar is gonna get the post spin. It's gonna be an and one on Passerini. Raiders gonna have the chance for the 3-point play. Cardinals are gonna sub Densmore back in. Passerini was called for the and one there.
Shooting one, number 20, Krieger.
Davison's really going to have to watch out for those penalties and those fouls as they move in to the fourth quarter. Got 6 on the board so far.
Cardinals up 12, looking to strengthen the lead that they have built. Densmore in the corner. Dribble drive. He's going to throw it back out to Carpenter. That's going to be short. Brian Bowen. That's going to be thrown out of bounds. It's a little bit of a frustrating turnover if you are Lapeer because you're looking to cut this within a 10-point game before the fourth. So you have a chance at this ball game. See if Lapeer can maybe get a stop here. Sullivan, the nice turn and fade, barely bounces off the rim. Finds his man on the post. Outside look for Carr, and that's going to fall. As I was saying, Lapeer is looking to cut the deficit within 10 points, and Gavin Carr is the answer.
Now, I know we've talked a lot about that 10-point rule that Bobby Hatton set up earlier today. The Lapeer Lightning finally did it. They got 12 points so far in this quarter. We got 32.4 left on the clock before we head into fourth.
With the Cardinals only allowing 29 through 3 quarters, they've had a heck of a night on the defensive end, especially without Unger, right?
But they're not doing so hot in this quarter. They're not blocking as many and playing as well defensively. So I think that's what they're going to need to work on. They're going to need to make sure that they're getting as many rebounds as they can.
Cardinals looking for the size that they are missing for Unger from other variations in the lineup, like Densmore, who started tonight. Sullivan dribbling up the court. It's going to give it to Carpenter. McCarty throwing wing to Coleman. Back to McCarty. McCarty throwing it to Carpenter. Back to Dane up top. Some ball movement. We got 10 seconds left on the clock for the Cards. Sullivan's a nice backdoor cut to McCarty. Gonna throw it to Carpenter. Densmore dives for the ball. That's gonna be a one-hand weave at the end of the buzzer. Your Cardinals are up 38-29 in an impressive outing from beyond the arc. And that was a heck of a third quarter. It's gonna take a massive fourth quarter for Lapeer to claw back into this game.
We'll toss it over to Kate Lawrence now on the sideline.
Welcome back to your Sideline Report, Davison. I'm Kate Lawrence. The score is currently 38-29 in favor of our Cardinals. Now, our Cardinal boys have 7 games coming up. Their next one is here against Carmen Ainsworth in their 3rd doubleheader of the season. Let's hope our boys can bring out some W's. I'll toss it back to Riley and John.
Thanks, Kate. Well, John, what a game tonight has been. We had the girls coming off that impressive victory there, 48-31, and now the boys ahead by 7 points. 9 points.
Yeah, the boys being ahead 9 at the end of the third. It's been a very electrifying game. Very high-intensity game as the student section is very into this.
I was just going to comment on that, how great of a student section we have out here tonight.
Stands are packed. Coleman gets the ball inbounded. Densmore trying to throw it into Sully. It gets swatted out of bounds by Brian Brown there. But the Cardinals have found success from beyond the arc this game, and that is the tale of why the Cardinals have a 9-point lead. That's a good chase down by Carpenter as he gets the hustle play and the block off of Gavin Carr. Gavin gets the block on Gavin right there. Brown throwing it in. LaBelle to jump and grab that. Carr crossing over. Trying to put it up. Trent Krieger at the line for 2 points.
Team 7. Shooting 2, Lightning number 20, Krieger.
The peer coach is looking to talk with Gavin Carr and Camden LaBelle, the 2 guards and leaders of this Lapeer team, trying to figure out some type of offense against the Cards. Second one's going to be off. That's going to be Cardinal possession. And up 9, it looked like Gavin Carr had a wide open layup as Carpenter tracked down his steps and swatted the chase down block. That's pretty impressive and a great hustle play by the senior there. As you never know, this game could come to a 2-point ball game, and that could be the deciding factor.
Right, and especially with all those fouls that Davison is racking up.
McCarty trying to go up on the inside. It's going to be swatted away. Looks like Brian Brown got a piece of that. LaBelle throwing up a shot. Double clutch, that's going to go in. Lapeer making this a ball game, only down 7.
Could see it become very close in this quarter.
Sullivan had a 3 in the third, but that was it. And they need some production from their leading scorer in the fourth to close this one out. Sullivan's got the ball. Gonna throw it to McCarty. Carpenter with the crossover. A nice inside look for Densmore. Or McCarty, I'd rather say. That's going to be off the mark. Densmore gets a nice deflection. As Coleman tips it up on the break and throws it up for the and one opportunity. That's going to be 2 at the line for Dane Coleman.
Lightning foul number 1.
Heads up play by Densmore there to get the tip.
Shooting 2, Cardinal Coleman.
Second one's going to be off by Dane Coleman as LeBeau brings the ball up the court. Brown dribbling past his defender. They're going to call an off-ball foul.
Cardinal foul 13, Carpenter. His 4th.
They're going to call a foul on Carpenter, and he seems very confused on what just happened there.
Shooting 1 and 1.
It seems like Lapeer's gotten a couple phantom calls this game, not going to lie, Riley. Brown at the line is going to sink the first for the 1-and-1. That was Carpenter's 4th.
Score now just a 5-point deficit.
Only 5-point lead for the Cardinals as they're looking to get something going on the offensive end. Densmore throwing to McCarty. Back to Carpenter in the middle. He's going to pass out. And they're going to call a charge on the Cardinals. Things are just not going the Cards' way to start this 4th.
They're having quite a tough time getting through that Lapeer defense.
As Lapeer has a chance to knock this to just a 1-possession game here. Carpenter gets a piece of that, tries to save it, but throws it right to a Lapeer defender. That's going to be in and out. Densmore corrals the board. Sullivan taking his time dribbling the ball up the court. In desperate need of a bucket. Coleman crosses over. Carpenter finds McCarty. He's going to drive. Throwing it back out. Cardinals are playing a little bit of a hot potato here. Some good ball movement. Densmore puts the spin on. And it looks like it's going to be
Lightning foul number 25.
a blocking foul on number 25, Hayden Brennan.
Team 5th.
Carpenter to inbound. Sullivan's got 15 on the night with 4 triples. And Gavin Carpenter also has 10 on the night. Those are your 2 leading scorers for your Cardinals. That's going to be another tough miss as Densmore gets the deflection. As everyone's going to dive on the ground, and they're going to call a jump ball. This game is getting very scrappy, Riley.
Yeah,
right now, with the momentum on the Pierce side, it is anyone's ball game.
Yeah, you can feel the momentum and just the rivalry between these two teams, especially being 5 points away from each other.
Everyone pushing each other to the ground and clawing at each other. In and out. Brown trying to get the 3-ball from the corner.
Davison needs to be there to get those rebounds.
Cards struggling on the boards. Lapeer's able to get those second chance
Foul
points.
number 13,
Trent
Carpenter.
Kreger.
In the game for the Cardinals, number 44, Passerini.
Passerini is going to sub in for the
Lightning, number 20, Krieger.
Carpenter, who had the hot hand. Kreger's first is going to go. I don't know if you guys can hear the Lapeer student section behind us, but they are erupting as their team has clawed their way back from a very large deficit. Cardinals have gone cold in the second half on the offensive end. We got Coleman looking to bring the Cardinals out of this slump. Passerini throwing to Coleman. Passerini on the bigger defender. He's going to get the easy floater to go off the back of the backboard. That was some sweet touch on that floater there, Riley.
Yeah, Passerini was right where he needed to be.
And the Cards needed that bucket the most. They're going to call another blocking foul on the Cardinals. As they're going to go to the bonus. The Cards are already at 10 fouls.
They've still got 4 minutes left to play.
15, Brian Brown.
And Brian Brown's got 2 at the line. A little bit of technical difficulties there. We're having some mic problems, but we're back in action with 3 minutes and 13 seconds here. You missed a nice little bucket there by Densmore as he got the layup to drop. Cardinals are up 7 right now, 42-35.
Got 3:13 on the clock.
Sullivan dribbling the ball up. Wait until his defender comes onto him, crosses him over. He's going to give it back to Densmore. McCarty getting stripped. And they're going to call a travel on Lapeer.
You can
That's
just
a
hear.
huge call for the Cardinals.
Yeah, you can
Lapier's
just hear
clawing
the
into this
Lapeer
game slowly.
student section behind us.
Yeah, Lapeer was not happy on that play call. Timeout Cardinals. So Mr. Ed is going to take some time to figure this one out. This has been a crazy fourth quarter, Riley.
Yeah, make sure you tune in to our YouTube stream after the game. We'll have full game highlights. And from the girls' game, 48-31. The boys' game, as it turns out, tonight we'll have all sorts of things on our website at dtvnews.org and our YouTube page at DTV News. You can make sure you get all those highlights, and then on Monday's newscast at 1:28, you can tune in for a play-by-play of those highlights.
Yeah, this has been a nail-biter so far, Riley. And I can't wait to see how this one's going to end.
It definitely has, and now we're just 7 points away. I mean, it could really go anywhere. You're going to see both teams coming in hard after that timeout. They've got less than 3 minutes on the clock.
Sullivan scoreless in the fourth. But that's not what you want from your leading scorer. He's looking to put this game away from the Cardinals in a very well-rounded game. Sullivan gets his defender on the cut. That's going to be off the mark by Sullivan. Brown fighting for the rebound, throwing a couple elbows there. He's going to find an open Lapeer player in the corner. That was LaBelle, who was hesitant to pull the three. Some nice help there by Densmore. Sullivan corrals the rebound. He's going to take it up court. Sullivan on Shaw. This has been the matchup of the night. Both players going at it, full head of steam. Shaw switched out to Densmore now. Densmore throwing it back to McCarty. Densmore sitting down low in the paint by himself. He's going to catch it and catch an elbow to the head, and they're going to call a foul on the Lightning.
Foul number 24.
Saar is going to get the foul on a frustrated night,
His fifth.
and Krager's going to come in for him.
In for the Lightning, number 20, Trent Krieger.
Lapeer has had a very well-rounded scoring attack this game. No one on their team is above 10 points. McCarty to Passerini down low. That's going to be another foul on the Lightning.
Lightning foul.
Passerini at the line for 2.
His second.
Hopefully we can see Davison just add a couple points there to their lead.
Passerini, a very good shooter. He's going to miss the first on the 1-and-1, so he's not going to get the chance at the second one. That ball is going to be passed a little too high for number 20. For
It
number
almost-
20,
It
25.
almost looked like
Brendon.
it smacked McCarty in the face.
Yeah, I think that bounced off the rim and went straight down before anyone could see it and knocked McCarty upside the noggin. Got a 7-point game here with 1 minute and 45 seconds. This would be huge if the Cardinals could make this maybe a 10-point game. There's Coleman. That was their chance. That was their chance to maybe put the nail into the coffin. But Lapeer has a chance down 7 with 1 minute and 30 left to get this game a little bit closer. Brown on the outside. Baseline on Sullivan. And they're going to call a blocking foul on Sullivan.
Cardinal foul number 1, Sullivan.
Lapeer is in the bonus, so that's going to give him 2 free shots at the line.
His third.
Lapeer coach emphasizing defensive pressure to his 2 substitutes that are coming in. As you look, they're going to maybe be coming in for a heavy trap.
Lightning shooter number 15, Brown.
Davison really needs to make sure that they don't let through any more plays. Got a 5-point difference.
Sullivan calling for Dunsmore to inbound the ball. Sullivan doubled. Dunsmore all the way up the floor. Turns his back. Dishes it to Coleman. Little under a minute here to go. Cards up 5. McCarty trapped in the corner. That's going to be a good timeout by Hayen, as you could not risk this possession with only 50 seconds left.
Cardinals call a full timeout.
Make sure you follow us on social media so you can make sure you get those highlights as soon as they're posted on our website and our YouTube page. Find all those handles on our website as well.
Well, Riley, you asked me at halftime if Lapeer had any chance of getting into this ball game. I wouldn't have said they had a chance. It looked like the Cardinals were going to blow them out.
Right.
They had a very good first half, shooting the
I
ball
think
lights out.
They just really had a really great third quarter, and Davison just really didn't have that many plays, whereas Lapeer just kept going and going and going and got as many as they could. And Davison was struggling a little bit there on the defense, and that was what both Coach Hatton and Michael McCarty told me before the game tonight, was that defense is what they needed to work on, and rebounds.
Cards had 38 at the end of the third there. Only able to score 4 points through the entire fourth quarter.
After the timeout,
Cardinals are cold, looking at the chance to maybe ice the ball game. You got Densmore inbounded to McCarty, who shovels it inside quickly. Densmore, Lapeer trying to get a trap on the Cardinals offense. Cardinals playing some hot potato. If they're going to call Passerini for a travel, that is something you cannot have if you are the Cardinals in a 5-point game.
number 25.
Especially with 42 seconds left on the clock here.
Lapeer has the chance if they score right here to make it a one-possession game. Almost throwing it away there is Carr. Carr to Brown. Brown lowers the shoulder into Passerini. Doesn't look like they're going to call a foul there, but it's going to be out of bounds. Brown throwing the ball out of bounds. If you looked a little frustrated, as he couldn't find anyone open on the Lapeer.
Doesn't look like everyone else was getting the memo there.
And they're going to call a travel right back on the bell, as that is a heartbreaker for the Lightning. As that could be the sealer of the game. Is that travel call?
All Davison needs to do here is just make sure they don't lose the ball.
For the ball, throwing it to McCarty, and they're going to quickly foul him. McCarty looks like he's going to get 2 at the line, looking for a couple of misses for a chance to make this a one-possession game. But that travel call for the Pier is huge. You'd be looking at possibly a one-possession game here at the line.
Yeah, it did stop them in their tracks a little bit.
And that is one way to shoot yourself in the foot if you are Lapeer. McCarty buries the first. Got 20 seconds left. 6-point game. McCarty throwing up the second. Gets his rebound to Densmore. Back to Coleman. They're going to play a little bit of hot potato here to end the ball game. Got 10 seconds left on the clock. That's going to be tipped out on the Pier. And that was to put the nail in the coffin. McCarty misses the second and gets his own board.
It would be very difficult to come back.
McCarty had a very good game on the interior, getting those scrappy buckets. Sullivan's going to throw one up after he's fouled. Sullivan's going to get 2 at the line. He's got a chance to match his points per game at 16 here. As your leading scorer. He's got 15 on the game so far.
At the line for the Cardinals.
Sullivan hit 4 threes in the first half and was a little cold in the second. Sullivan thought that must have been a 1-and-1 there, as he went for the board after he shot and wanted to put it back up. Sullivan buries the second. Got 4 seconds left for the Lapeer Lightning. That's going to be an end of the game heave. Your Cardinals are going to scrap out a tough one tonight, taking the victory 44-37 in a nail-biter that came down to the last 20 seconds.
Right.
What a game tonight, Riley.
What a night in general. I mean, the girls, they won that first game. The boys followed it up with their game. A great night for Davison.
To Cardinal Gymnasium this evening. And good luck in all of your
Cards had a dominant performance. As I was saying, they struggled beyond the arc against Lapeer. Last game they played against them, they only shot 26%, and they found their success from inside the arc, shooting 75. And they completely turned the tables this game without Unger, and the perimeter offense and the 3 balls, it was the key to the victory in tonight's game.
Going to toss things over now to Kate Lawrence. She's got Gavin Carpenter on the sideline.
Welcome back to your Sideline Report. I'm here with Gavin Carpenter. Now, Gavin, you guys led all game, and Lapeer tried to make the comeback. How did you guys stop them?
You know, we just kept the intensity, the effort coming the whole night. We knew that they were going to bounce back in the second half, not shoot as bad as they did in the first. They bounced back, and we just kept the fight coming the whole time. So, and Lapeer is a big rival, and you guys have already beat them once. How does it feel to beat them again? To beat them on our home court my senior year, it's everything. This is what I grew up wanting to do. This is great. So you guys are facing Carmen next week here. How are you guys going to hold off such a big team like them? It's going to be hard. We went in there. They blew us out first time. This first game, we weren't ready for it, but we think we're ready now, and I think we'll show up. Thank you. That's it for DTV's live coverage of the doubleheader. I'm Kate Lawrence. For all of us at DTV, have a great night.